So I've consistently explained why Todd Boehly, Baghdad Bali seem to be stockpiling on the best of young talent in the world. It's at the helm in the holy grail of Chelsea's new project, essentially getting the best young players across the world, putting them together, and then honing them into a top group of players. And then, of course, hoping that with time, as they grow together, develop telepathic relationships among themselves, they are going to be a close-knitted group that's going to be difficult for any team across Europe to take them on. So yeah, it's in that we are here today. My name has not changed, still Fiifi-Manfred. Thank you very much for joining, and this is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. It's an honor to have you here. If you've not subscribed, do subscribe to the channel, guys. You need to subscribe to the channel now. You can pause the video now and you subscribe to the channel. Do subscribe to the channel. When you do, also make sure you turn on the notifications. Actually turn on notification and do choose all. Immediately a video drops, you are first to receive it here. But essentially, Chelsea have sent another scout to go to Morocco and watch a player who's from sub-Saharan Africa, top center back, 19 years of age, 6'3", plays for Sporting Club de Lisbon. I'm about to tell you more about him. Stick. So we are back again. It's Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. It's a channel that you don't want to stay away from. You need to turn on notification now. It gives you all the verified important information, tactical post-match analysis of every team, every club, and most especially these days, everything that's going on with Chelsea and the Chelsea project. So yeah, guys, just before we go on, for the Chelsea fans, I need to tell you about the updates in terms of injury and what's not of the Chelsea players as it stands now. And I'm going to start straight from Romeo Lavia. So there hasn't been any injury setback for Romeo Lavia as it stands now. Romeo is fine. He's still on course of his recovery, and possibly Chelsea is going to use him and see him in November. He's a top talent. I've consistently said this. If you have Romeo in that 4-3-3 for Chelsea, he is one of the best that you are getting. 4-3-3 for Chelsea with Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. I keep on wondering how and where Conor Gallagher is going to fit into that 4-3-3. But essentially, Romeo Lavia is recovering fine and he's going to return. Also, with respect to the injuries that we've seen last night, there was a shocking blow from England, where Nathan Gissens did report essentially to a very large extent. And you know that anytime Nathan is reporting about Chelsea's injury roles, then essentially it is legitimate. And he spoke extensively about how Reece James is injured. Reece James suffered an injury setback 10 days ago. Reece James suffered an injury setback 10 days ago. But again, they took the scans. It doesn't look like it is worrying, and he's preparing to join the team. But as it stands now, Reece did train 2 days ago, and then yesterday alone. He didn't train with the boys. He trained 2 days ago alone, and then yesterday he trained alone. So yeah, that's with Reece James in there. I don't think he's going to be raised against Arsenal. Chelsea will most likely allow Reece James recuperate and then get him fully fit for a very long spell. So it's not bad actually. The scans show that Reece James is fine and it's not so bad. Still by way of injuries, Cole Palmer is fine actually, as reported by the English under-21 manager. Cole did return to Cobham, and then of course he has gone through scans and what's not. He's perfectly fine. It looks as if he may play against Arsenal as well. So Cole is fine. Reece James has a little bit of a setback, but he's training alone and he's fine as it stands now. He may not play against Arsenal, but then he's in the running to play in subsequent games. And right apart from Reece James, there is also the story of Kante Chukwuemeka, who another report that's coming through is that Kante has been having some pain in his knee area in recent times. So Kante Chukwuemeka has been suffering some pain in there. Now, it is just pain. It's not a recurrence of the injury. They are looking at allowing him still go through the rehabilitation process. You know that Chelsea didn't want to risk him in the last few games when it was reported that he was fit. They did not risk him. They are waiting to see Kante Chukwuemeka recover fully and then play for Chelsea. So that's by way of injury. Cole Palmer, Axel Disasi is good. He's in there. For the international break, guys, yesterday I saw Mikhailo Modric as his blistering best when Ukraine did play. In fact, he scored a goal. He was brilliant. I think Mikhailo Modric's ball striking ability isn't spoken about a lot. His ball striking is brilliant. It's brilliant. And how he picks those balls in those areas and strikes it with a lot of power and venom behind it. Mihailo Modric yesterday was brilliant in terms of our international break round. Abnoni Madueke, brilliant from outside again. I think that he's going to push Mauricio Pochettino to give him a starting bet, or to give him some time to play in the front three against Arsenal in the subsequent games that are coming on. So yeah, that's it over there. Enzo Fernandez did play at 3 a.m. Ghana time last night. Of course, Moise Caicedo also did play. All of them will be getting on top of the plane to hope that they can get to London as quickly as possible and then prepare for that game over the weekend. It is a big game. It is a big game. But that's story for another day. We'll analyze that game possibly on Friday, on Thursday, extensively. The tactical analysis, post, pre, all the intricacies of the game, where the game can be won, how and why I think that Chelsea can upset us now where they are. So yeah, but essentially today, it's about one of those boys from the Right to Dream conveyor belt. So if you know the Right to Dream Academy, the Right to Dream Academy is an academy based here in Ghana, where a lot in terms of the West African sub-region, the best talents go through the Right to Dream Academy. If you're not familiar with the Right to Dream Academy, then I'll mention some names off the top of my head from you, and then you understand. You probably know that these players, you have a fair idea of what I say when I say some of the best talents on the continent. So, first of all, we speak about Mohamed Kudus in recent times. He has been brilliant. There's another Ghanaian player called Maxwell Woleji, now with FC Norgeland. Brilliant player. Kamaldeen Suleimana, top player, also from the Right to Dream Academy. Apart from these three, there is Simon Edingra, who plays for Brighton and Hove Albion. Top attacker. Now, the Edingra is an Ivorian. There are other Ivorians also. Essentially, most of the times, the Right to Dream Academy is composed of a lot of Ghanaians and Ivorians, actually, who made the Right to Dream Academy. Now, there was one who didn't go through the regular routes. You know, usually it is the Right to Dream Academy, and then they go to Midtjylland, and they go to Norgeland, and then later they get into mainstream Europe. This one actually did go to Midtjylland. And whilst he was at Midtjylland, he was taken on loan to a club in AS Mafra in the Portuguese Division 2. Now, this player has been bought last January, about £6.7 million by Sporting CP, and he is one of the best. He has actually been nominated for the Golden Boy Award this year. A 19-year-old centre-back, 6'3", domineering, combative, aggressive, ball-playing centre-back. And the funny thing is that Record Portugal is reporting that Chelsea have sent scouts in the last 2 weeks. In fact, Chelsea's scouting of him began when Chelsea wanted to find a replacement for Wesley Fofana when he got injured. So now we need to start it from there. Chelsea have centre-backs. In fact, I think that apart from Manchester City, Chelsea have the best centre-back depth and quality in the English Premier League. I don't know. I've said it consistently. Man City's centre-back depth is insane. Josko Vardiol, Ruben Diaz, John Stones, Akanji, Ake. These are top centre-backs. And we've said it consistently here. The reason why Pep now prefers to play with 3 centre-backs, because, of course, the wingers that centre-backs face, or wingers, full-backs face this time, are very aggressive, very blistering. So you need an aggressive centre-back that can deal with their threat from wide areas, so that you don't necessarily play a full-back there. Usually, the modern-day full-back isn't as aggressive as the centre-back will be, you understand? These days, the game has evolved so much so that you want your full-backs to go and attack. You want him to have so much flair, come inverted and play the football without necessarily having so much of the grit and then aggressive and combativeness to defend wide areas. Now, so that's the reason. So Pep has that quality, that depth in quality. Then you speak about teams like Arsenal that has Ben White, essentially centre-back and full-back, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes. You speak about Jurgen Timber. You speak about the players in their centre-back area. Top. But you come to Chelsea. You speak about Liverpool again. Let's just talk about Liverpool. We talk about Konate, Virgil van Dijk. There's a young boy called Jair Konsa, top centre-back. He's a prospect, very good player. They don't have that depth. Joe Gomez, the depth isn't there in terms of quality. Mention Man City's players and across everybody's quality. Now you can talk about some of the issues that Thiago Kante has as a young player. You can talk about the issues of Joe Gomez as a centre back and all of those things. You understand? Talk about Tottenham Hotspur, and I think that Tottenham Hotspur starting CB pair is brilliant. Mickey van der Ven is a top centre back. See, he's one for the ages. I keep on saying this thing. Brilliant player. Again, his ball carrying, defensive 1v1 duels. I love the ball playing side of centre backs, but really, if you are able to have the basic defensive attributes also, then you are a god for me, in my opinion. Right? So, Mickey van der Ven, and then the other things that come with him. Then, of course, Romero is, for me, the best manipulator of space from centre-back area in the English Premier League. So, Romero and him. But the depth is not there at Tottenham Hotspur. So, Mickey gets injured, Romero gets injured, and there's trouble at Tottenham Hotspur. Even when Sanchez was there, it wasn't really a team that had the quality, the depth in quality. Now, you talk about Chelsea. Thiago Silva, fine wine, aging and doing the job that he's doing. Brilliant player. Wesley Fofana, injured, but before he got injured, Wesley is an amazing centre-back. Do not let his issues when he recovers from injury at Chelsea and last season lie to you. Go back and watch Wesley Fofana. At right centre-back, he's essentially a monster in the job that he does over there. Now, Chelsea got a backup in Axel Disasi. Somebody who is not an elite centre-back, but then has that prospect in terms of defending of wide areas, in terms of the diagonal passes, the aerial ability from a centre-back, defending his box and then getting into the opposing box, and the dominance in both boxes for Axel Disasi. Talk about Levi Cowell. Levi Cowell. See, Levi is a unicorn, and I'll describe Osmani Dand as a unicorn as well. Levi is a unicorn of a centre-back given his age. Manipulation of space, ball playing, and he's even playing a fullback. He's not playing typically in Pep's that 3-back where the centre back is going to defend outside. He is playing at fullback proper. Levi Cowell. The only downside of Levi's game for me is his pace and the fact that he doesn't carry the ball as much as I want him to carry, because I think he has it in him. Whilst he was at Huddersfield, I saw it consistently. Roberto Di Zerbi tried to take that out of him because he wanted him to use more of his ball playing attributes, right? So that was it. But essentially, Levi is brilliant. So Levi, I've mentioned Fofana, I've mentioned Thiago Silva, I've mentioned Disasi. And for me, the best of all of Chelsea's centre-backs on the ball, in fact, even all round, is Badia. See, people say, okay, maybe Badia is not good enough. You've just not seen enough of Benoit Bediashile. So cool, calm, and collected on the ball. If Chelsea ever have a centre-back pair of two left-footed centre-backs in Levi Cowell and Benoit Bediashile, and then there is this boy that I'm coming to talk about, I promise you, it's a combination of everything on and off the ball. The defensive job, the combativeness, the on-the-ball intelligence, the ability to manipulate the spaces and break those lines on the ball. That is it. So essentially, it's because Chelsea want to get the best in every area across the field of play. And it's an opportunity. 19-year-old player. He has a release clause, however. Plays for Sporting CP. His name is Osmani Dand. He's an Ivorian. In fact, in the Ivorian national team, that centre-back pair of Osmani Dand and then Evan Ndika for AS Roma is probably going to be one of the best that you see at the AFCON in January. Brilliant set of centre-backs. Now, today's conversation is about Osman Dand. So Chelsea sent their chief scout to travel to Morocco to watch Ivory Coast versus Morocco, because the Ivorians are hosting the next AFCON. They are playing a lot of preparatory games. And then Osman Dand was in there. In fact, he has been scouted for a very long time. It was when Chelsea wanted to go and get Axel Disasi that they started scouting Osman Dand. And like I've always said, he's 6'3", so he's towering. He is more like a region of William Saliba. So if you watch William Saliba at Arsenal, the height, the body type, the physique of William Saliba, and even some of the qualities. And I think that William Saliba is one of the best centre-backs in there. I think that he has even a higher ceiling than William Saliba given time, because he's just 19. So in a team of young players, if they play together, he has a very, very, very high ceiling to go in there and play some good football. Now, I think that essentially the most important quality and the most telling quality of Osmani Dand is his ball playing attribute. Right? So Osman is generally a brilliant player on the ball. Anytime he finds spaces, and the picture in there shows when Osman is trying to build up from the back. So at Sporting CP, under Ruben Amorim, he plays in a back three. So in a back three where he's a right CB, so the outside center back on the right. And there's one in the middle, then there's another one on the left. Essentially, the build-up for Sporting CP is almost through Osman Diomande in the first phase. And what he does essentially is he's comfortable on the ball, baits the press, and is able to play those line-breaking passes. Now, when teams sit in very compact, tight-knitted shapes in a mid-block or a low block, what Usman does is that he usually holds the ball, attracts movement, and once the opposing team shifts to the other side, he plays those brilliant diagonal passes that has become very, very known as a top attribute for a lot of the centre backs. So, in recent times, you've seen that the likes of Virgil van Dijk is brilliant at those diagonal balls. Ibrahim Konate, excellent diagonal player. Axel Disasi, Thiago Silva, William Saliba, the diagonals are there for Osman Diomande. And he splits it at every point in time. He does those things so well. Again, so at Chelsea, because of his age, I compare him to Levi Cole. The only thing that as it stands now, he is better than Levi Cole is ball carrying. So he carries the ball so well. Levi usually this time doesn't really carry the ball. Now, he has about 98% of pass success rate as ball playing from the back. That is literally almost perfect for ball playing attributes of a player, especially for a centre back in the modern day game where there are a lot of press from opposing teams. He's also a very good 1v1 defender, and you see those videos where the ball goes out wide and he's able to defend. And I've consistently said that one of the most important attributes of the modern day centre back in the modern day game is to defend wide areas, because a lot of your fullbacks will either push up if you're playing in a regular back four. If you're not playing a regular back four as an outside centre back, you'd have to do a lot of defensive job because you are playing in the outside of the team and you need to do all of those jobs in there. So he has shown that he's very good in terms of defending those wide areas anytime he's playing. And that's the job Osman Diomande does for his team. The 1v1 ability from wide areas, the fact that he's able to play the ball carrying ability, because of his height also, because he's 6'3", he's a very, very, very good threat in aerial abilities. He's able to defend his box and he's able to attack the opposing box as well. So that's what Osman Diomande gives to you. I mean, he has the pace also, better pace than almost all of Chelsea's centre backs. He is faster, especially in a foot race or in a ground race. He is faster. Better than Levi Cole, better than Thiago Silva, better than Axel Disasi, better than even Wesley Fofana, and then my man, Badia. So he has the pace in there. So Chelsea consistently are looking at some of the things that are lacking in their centre-back profile, and then they want to put Osman Diomande in there to get him done. Now, I'll tell you why it's going to be a difficult deal for Chelsea to do, and how Chelsea have to either let somebody go or manage it very well, else it can bring problems in the future. So essentially, that is who the 19-year-old Ivorian 6'3" centre-back, who is a unicorn in my opinion, is in Osman Diomande. But he has issues as well. Of course, the physicality is there, the aerial duels, he's brilliant at winning those aerial duels, and then you give him all the credit for those stuff. But there are some worries as well with Osman Diomande. And of course, we will speak to the worries of Osman Diomande as well. First of all, I think he has issues with concentration. So I've watched Osman several times where he switches off. And I'm thinking that it's something that he can better with time. He's just 19. He has some issues with concentration in his game, actually. Also, he's not the best manipulator of space. In fact, he doesn't even read the threat spaces poses to his team most of the times. He usually deals with a man. If you have a very good winger who is a very, very good space manipulator, then he can deal with Osman Diomande so well for you. You understand? So that's the thing. So those are the downside of Osman Diomande. Now, he has a 70 million buyout clause. Are Chelsea willing to splash 70 million when they need a striker? It's a big question. It's a big ask. I think that clubs like Arsenal, clubs like Manchester United will give a huge push to Osman Diomande in January, because he's not like something that Chelsea need. Yes, he has the qualities, he's a top center player, but he's not a need. especially when Chelsea need a striker or will try and get a striker. So yeah, yes, you can text the waters as Sporting CP, but it's going to be difficult. And mind you, Sporting has produced some of the best players in the English Premier League in recent times. Pedro Porro, Manuel Ugarte, all of the players that you can think of, especially from all across the field of play. João Palhinha, all of them came from the Sporting CP conveyor belt. And now there was Osman Dand. He is the guy. He's a regent of William Saliba, and of course a unicorn of a centre-back at 19, 6'3" Ivorian. We'll see how it goes if Chelsea can get him in January, but that's the kind of player Chelsea sends scouts to go and watch. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I'm grateful to always have your time. If you've not subscribed, do subscribe. If you've been able to watch to the end as to be here, then you need to subscribe actually. You need to subscribe, turn on the notification button, do choose all. I'll see you. Stay safe. Bye.